Hello everybody. I hope everything is okay with you. Today I'm starting the sixth part of my lectures about Rumi, and this one is about the ideas of Rumi, as I have started about three lectures before. And today is the 19th of April 2016. 31 فروردین 1395 خورشیدی. I start the lecture with a few sentences from the Khaja Abdullah Ansari. Khaja Abdullah Ansari is a Arif from 11th century AD, and he's very famous. He's one of the peers or the biggest people in the Irfan. And as you have heard in the videos that I was explaining last week, that they were calling him Pir Harat. Pir, I said, is old man. Harat is a city right now in Afghanistan. Harat. He says, اگر بر روی آب روی خسی باشی، اگر به هوا پری مگسی باشی، دلی به دست آر تا کسی باشی. Three sentences. And what's the meaning? He says, if you walk upon the water, I mean, one of the miracles, I mean, there are some people they trying to say that we can do that is walking upon the water without going inside, without drowning. Walking upon the water, over the water. It says if you walk upon the water, you are just a brush. Lettuce, something worthless, like brush, BRACH. You are like a brush, nothing important. If you walk upon the water, it is not something important. اگر به هوا پری مگسی باشی. And if you fly like a Superman or Batman or something, you are just like a housefly. You are just like a housefly and insect, not more than an insect. You are like a housefly, not more. If even you fly, دلی به دست آر تا کسی باشی. If you want to be somebody important, دلی به دست آر. دلی به دست آر means take the heart of people yourself. It means do good things. People then they love you. Then you are somebody important. So flying and these things doesn't help you. It doesn't make you important. If you want to be important, help other people, be kind with people, try to do good things. Then you are somebody important. دلی به دست آر تا کسی باشی. تا کسی باشی. It's just three sentences, but I think they are very important sentences. And it is good if I follow them. Okay, then I had two, three questions. Something that I am forgetting repeatedly to say. I mean, the kind of lecture that I offer is just maybe for BA and MA students, and for higher levels, if you want to know higher levels, if you want to listen lectures on higher levels, I suggest you to see the lectures of Professor Anne Marie Schimmel, German scientist that she passed away in 2003, I think, and she knew Persian and also Arabic, and she's a master, and she was a master. In fact, she was an Arab herself. I mean, it changed her. I mean, the things of Irfan, like Irfan, when you study them, they usually absorb you, and finally you become like these people. Maybe not 100% something. They have influence over you. You cannot do and ignore them. They absorb you. And I think yes, Professor Anne Marie Schimmel, she was Arif and she knows Irfan very well. And she has some lectures on YouTube. You can find it and see it. And the other question was about the Aryan race. Because I said the Aryan race, three branches, one to India, one to Germany, and one to Iran. And in Iran, two parts. A friend asked about the Germans. So the Germans and Persians and Indians are the same race. Indians are 1 billion people. I don't know which part of India the Aryan race they were. I don't have any idea. I didn't read anything. I didn't have any study about that. But Germans, yes, Germans and the Persians, they are coming from the same race. Aryans, though I prefer to not use the term race because I think it's a confusing term, and I think it's better to use category. They are from the same category. We don't have race. In fact, we don't have race. All of us are coming from Africa, so there is no race. Difference is just because of the weather, as you know. Yeah, if you want to know that, I mean, this movie on YouTube, Human Family Tree, shows with genetic and new science that there is no race. All of us, we are coming from the same origin, from Africa. All of us, we are coming from Africa. It doesn't matter where we are living and what we call ourselves. There is no race. We are categories, I think. And about the video and on this thing that these people deaf, they were playing. There were some things that a friend asked what they were. These symbols, these things that they were. I said one of them was who means God. The other thing they call it tabarzin. Tabarzin in English you can say X, A-X-E, X. Yeah, tabarzin. And I don't know why they were using that. Why they are using it as a symbol, I don't know. But I could say later, I will speak about that these the same dervishes I said before, they established the Persian Empire in 1501, just 500 years ago, which collapsed about 300 years ago, 1722, or we can say 1736. It depends how we want to calculate. Anyway, the same dervishes, and so if they have X, I don't know, maybe they wanted, I know I speak about that, but I don't know why they have used it as a symbol, and the other one was kashkul. Kashkul is something they carry. I am not going to speak about the rules and terminology, just it's a symbol for them, and maybe for drinking water. Huh? So it was the other most important question that I had. A friend asked a university student, why, knowing the ideas like Rumi or Hafiz or Sadi and the people are important in history as a historian, for example, political history, why we should know them? They are poets, huh? They are different people. We are speaking about the war, we are speaking about different things, about the kings, and what's the connection with poem? You know, it was a question, and I think it was a good question. Okay, let's go this way. First, poet poem books, they can give us some, they are not speaking about the detailed history, but sometimes they give us a clue about the situation that we have. For example, حافظ says, حاتم فیروزه اسحاقی خوش درخشید ولی دولت مستعجل. He speaks about the Abu Ishaq, the time in the Shiraz, about the governor or king or whatever. He says it was a good time. So we have an idea that this time was a good idea because you consider Hafiz as a credible reporter, right? It is one thing that we can use a poem as a source in history. But the other thing that I think is very important, these people like Rumi, like Hafiz, like, I don't know, like Karl Popper, like Hegel, this kind of people, they are think tanks. They are philosophers. Philosophers are very important, though we may not consider them important because they are not physicists. You know, they are not MD doctor, and people usually they don't need them, but they influence people highly. Whatever people they do, it is under their influence. You know, human being, according to me, is like a computer. It needs software. And these philosophers make this software. They are program writers. They are the software writers of the world. Philosophers, think tanks. They say to people what to do, not directly with their books. If you see the people, for example, if you Napoleon, if you see Napoleon Bonaparte in the French emperor or whatever, you see behind of him Jean-Jacques Rousseau or Alexander the Great, or I don't want to use the word great for Alexander. Alexander the Macedonian, is he has a direct teacher, Aristotle, right? And all of these people that we see, whatever we do, it is the influence of philosophers. You know, if you have a Soviet Union, because there are people that prescribe this kind. Maybe some people they say it was not exactly, but it is philosophers that they are deciding about the world. You know, and and or Karl Popper, Sir Karl Raymond Popper. He was making cabinet as a carpenter. Later he became a philosopher, and his idea was so important that in England they were changing their governments according to his ideas, and because of that they were calling him cabinet maker, right? So philosophers are so important, though we do not consider them important. You know, Aziz Nesin was a Turkish writer. He 1994 or 1955 he died in that year, and when I was 10, 12 years, I was reading his books. I liked them because they were so funny, and I liked them to read them. They are serious books, but in a funny way. I mean, as a joke or something. He shorter stories about the Turkey, and I was reading, and I really liked them. In one of the stories, he speaks about a philosopher that doesn't have a job, and he's trying to find a job. He's going to the light right, red light district in Istanbul, Constantinople. He's going and he doesn't know what is happening there to find a job, and he goes to one of the homes. I don't say all of the story because it's not the proper place for that, and you can read yourself. And he doesn't know, he's absent minded, he doesn't know where it is, and they ask many questions of him, and he answers, and he tries to say that I know the big philosopher and I am a philosopher, and they beat him seriously. They don't care about the philosopher, and finally they offer him a job as a cashier in this place. So philosophers are important if they even they do not have a good job. They are very important people. They change the world. You know that even Plato, after 2,000-3,000 years, still Karl Popper wrote a book to reject him as in open society, and its enemy as the enemy of open society. I am not saying that Popper is right or Hegel is right or who is right or Plato is right or wrong. Just I say they are important. After 2,000-3,000 years, Plato, somebody in 20th century trying to reject and say he was wrong. And it's wrong or right, just I say philosophers are so important. So Rumi is important in the same way. Rumi is a kind of philosopher. Hafiz is a kind of philosopher. Ferdowsi is a philosopher. These people, if you go in Iran right now, you see people using their saying. They are thinking like them. They are speaking like them. They have a huge influence on the people of Iran. So as a historian, if I want to know these people, I need to know these poets. It's very important. So it's a connection between even political history and these people. I know that British, English ambassadors, when they were coming to Iran, they should read the Golestan of Sadi, the book of Sadi, because they knew if they know Sadi, they know what Sadi said, they could understand the Persian, and they could understand how they think and how they behave. Yeah, it is you know the one of the books that I translated, a consul in the east by Ratistad, the English consul in Iran. He uses the quotes of Sadi without naming him, but the quotes were of course he doesn't want to cheat, just he uses as we use Persians, you know. I mean, but he knows that he has read this book and he knows exactly what is happening, right? So it is important to read the books of think tanks to understand the society, even as a historian, and absolutely is necessary for the historian. Okay, these I tried to answer the questions. I don't know how convincing they were. So we go to the Rumi. Come back to the Rumi, and as I said, I'm going to read the part that about the Moses and Shepherd. But before going to Moses and Shepherd, I would like to say that there are things that of course Rumi, sometimes we read a poem from Rumi that usually I see it is out of context. It is not the text inside the context. You must read, that. You must read the context, text in the context. We just separate some points of the Rumi, and then the conclusion is different from the conclusion of the Rumi, what he wanted to say. But I tried, it doesn't happen, and I try to follow the compatibility of the text with context. And in Rumi there are things that they are shining. I mean, if you consider the time of Rumi, the fight Everybody is fighting with each other. Different sects in Islam, Christianity, Jews, nobody likes each other. Turks, Kurdish, Persian, I don't know, different world and people, they don't like each other and ready to kill each other. And everybody hates of each other. And everybody thinks that I am the selected race of the race, I don't know, race or nation of the God, and I am going to paradise, and all of you are going to the hell. You know, there are many people they have these ideas, and I'm sure that you have seen many people they think that just my religion, the people of my religion are selected people of the God, and all of the people, all of the other people, they are going to the hell. Just we go to paradise. It doesn't matter what we do. We are selected people of, and many people they have this idea, even in 20th first century. But and Rumi in that time, he tries to say, calm down. All of you are the same. You are using different languages. You are using different ideas. You have different ideas, but you are the same. You all of you are the creatures of the God. And you know, you see a kind of tolerance. In fact, pure tolerance. You know, they try to be positive in interpretation. For example, I say, okay, my God is this statue. They say, yes, we know. Why you say that? Because you you know this statue is a symbol of God, the unique God. So you respect this statue. They are trying to be positive. They try to understand other people. They try to do not reject other people. They want to accept other people. They want to make a unity between people. They want to stop the fight between people, and they want to say all of you have the same idea, just but you say in different languages, and it's not important that you say in different languages because you have the same thing in the heart. So I printed this part from the Rumi, from the book of Rumi, from the Masnavi Manavi, the second chapter, دفتر دوم, and I read it first in English and I abbreviate it. I'm not reading all of the poem, just part of it, maybe half of it. And then I translate it and I explain it. 4 کس را داد مردی 1 درم. آن یکی گفت این به انگوری دهم. آن یکی دیگر عرب بود، گفت لا، من عنب خواهم نه انگور، ای دعا. آن یکی ترکی بود و گفت این بنم. من نمیخواهم عنب، خواهم ازوم. آن یکی رومی بگفت این قیر را ترک کن، خواهیم استافیر را. در تنازع آن نفر جنگی شدند که ز سر نامها غافل بودند. مشت بر هم می‌زدند از ابلهی، پر بودند از جهل و از دانش تهی. صاحب سری عزیزی صدزبان، گر بودی آنجا بدادی صلحشان. پس بگفتی او که من زین 1 درم آرزوی جملتان را میدهم. چون که بسپارید دل را بی دغل، این درمتان میکند چندین عمل. 1 درمتان میشود 4 المراد، 4 دشمن میشود 1 ضدهات. Okay, I'm saying the story and I'm trying to make it, I mean, to show it exactly what happened, what Rumi said. He says to 4 people, somebody gave 1 dirham. Dirham is like $1, huh? The first one said, I want to buy angur with that. I want to buy angur. With this dollar, I want to buy angur. The other one was Arab man, Arabic. گفت لا. He said no. La means no. من عنب خواهم نه انگور، ای دعا. He said no. I want عنب. I don't want angur. I want عنب. آن یکی ترکی بود. The other one was Turk. و گفت این بنم. من نمیخواهم عنب، خواهم ازوم. He said no. I don't want عنب. I don't want angur. I want ازوم. آن یکی رومی. The other one was Roman. Yeah, the Roman Empire. Constantinople is called. Yeah, the Eastern Roman Empire. I try to explain that. آن یکی رومی بگفت این قیر را. The other one was Roman. ترک کن. Stop. don't speak about that. I want Ostafil. So you have four people, they want four different things. $1 or dirham that somebody gave to them. در تنازع آن نفر جنگی شدند. They started to fight each other and beat each other maybe. که سر نامها غافل, because they didn't know the meaning of the names, they started to fight each other. صاحب سری عزیزی صد زبان گر بودی آنجا بدادی صلحشان. صاحب سری, somebody who knew, somebody dear that knows 100 languages. Of course, just 4 languages. It is 100 languages. If was there, he means there was nobody there. So this fight still continues. Rumi doesn't say it stopped. He says this fight still continues. But he says if somebody was there and this person knew 100 languages, it could be he could make a peace between them. How? He says پس او بگفتی که من زین یک درم آرزوی جملتان را میدهم. Who could say to them, from this $1 I make your wish true, whatever you want. He means, for example, he could ask, okay, he could ask from the Persian, آقا شما چی میخواهید? And the Persian could say angur, okay? And ask the Arab if he knew all of the languages. He says this man must know 100 languages. I don't know how it's possible to know 100 languages, but as an example, he could ask from the Arab man, Vantahi, Habibi, what do you want, my friend, my brother? He could say, Ana uridul ana, I want ana. And he asked from the Turkish, Yoldaşım, kardeşim, sen ne meysirlen? My friend, my brother, what do you want? And he could say uzum. And what the Roman, I think it's Ostaf is a Greek word, and I don't know Greek, and I don't know how to say that, but I know Rumi says Ostafil is the same as each other. He could say to them, if you give your heart to me without no problem, without insincerely, this $1 helps all of you. Okay, what he wants to say, I mean, these four people, the Turkish wanted uzum. Uzum means grape. In Turkish means grape. The Arabic man wanted ana, it's grape again. And the Persian wanted angur. Angur is grape. And the other man, Roman wanted the ostafil. Ostafil is grape. So these people, they were fighting for nothing, because all of them, they wanted grape. Nothing else, just they were using different languages, and they couldn't understand each other. And Rumi wants to say that the differences and fight that you have with each other, it is just because you do not understand what you say. All of you want something, and I think he means God. All of you are good people, and you want God, and you want peace, and just you are fighting for nothing. The Hafiz says, جنگ 72 ملت همه را عوض بنه چون ندیدند حقیقت راه افسانه زدند. He says, excuse, forgive the 72 nation, 72 religion. Millet before meant religion, no means nation. Forgive the fight of 72 religion. 72 is the number of too much, not really 72. Forgive the fight of 72 religion, because they didn't see the truth. They are speaking about the legends and myth. They are trying to make it like a story. He says just forgive them because they don't know what is the truth. And Rumi says the same. He says you are fighting with each other because you are using the different languages and different books. You think that you are different from each other, but you are not different. All of you want the same thing. He wants to make peace between people. He wants to stop the fight. He wants to stop the hate. Okay, it was like that. And he says somewhere else, ای بسا هندو ترک زبان. Let me read from here. ای بسا هندو ترک هم زبان. ای بسا ترک چون بیگانگان. He says there are many Indians and Turks that they have the same, they are different in language, but they are so close to each other because they have the same heart. And there are two Turks with the same language that they are a stranger with each other. همدلی بس و زبان محرمی خود دیگر است، همدلی از همزبانی بهتر است. He says if you have the same heart it's better than have same language, you understand each other better. Okay, it was it was about the about the grape, the story of grape and poor people. And now we go to the Moses and shepherd. It is so beautiful, and it's a pluralism, it's tolerance, how to tolerate other people, though they are speaking in different languages, they are speaking with different accent like me, just tolerate them because they are different, but they are not uh, they are not bad. It is what Rumi wants to say. Okay, this we have something in, you know, uh, Islamic sayings, religious saying. As said, many people they say no, it is not true. It is just Arab people. They say, but it is. I have heard it many times. Al-Turuq ila it is Arabic verses, and I'm reading Arabic right now. Then I translate it. Just one sentence. Just one sentence. Al-Turuq ila Allah be'adad anfas al-khalaiq. What does it mean? It says the ways, the roads to reach to the God is as much as the people. I mean, if we have 7 billion people on the world, everybody has its own way to connect to the God. Somebody goes to the church, somebody doesn't go to the church, somebody goes to the mosque, somebody to the different people, different ideas. It is completely personal. And everybody has its own connection with the God. So you cannot say because you don't go to the mosque or church or whatever, you cannot prescribe to other people what to do in connection with the God. It is what Rumi wants to say. We go to that. I read the story first in Persian in original language and then I translated it. Okay. Did Musa, and I have abbreviated. I'm not reading all of that because it's difficult to say the stories. This is not difficult to say, but it takes a long time and it's not necessary. I can say the stories, but it's not necessary to say all of them. I say the stories that I think is necessary here to say to understand. دید موسی یک شبانی را به راه همی گفت ای خدا ای اله. He says here گزیننده الله, but I remember it was همی گفت ای خدا ای اله. They are different versions, you know, they are changing some people. تو کجایی تا شوم من چاکرت، چارقت دوزم کنم شانه سرت، جامت شویم شپشهایت کشم، شیر پیشت آورم ای محتشم، دستکت بوسم بمالم پایکت، وقت خواب آید بروبم جایکت. ای فدای تو همه بزهای من، ای بیادت هی و هی های من. این نمک بیهوده میگفتن شبان. گفت موسی با کی است این ای فلان؟ گفت با آن کس که ما را آفرید، این زمین و چرخ از او آمد پدید. گفت موسی های بس مدبر شدی، خود مسلمان ناشده کافر شدی. این چه جای است این چه کفر است و فشار، پنبه ای اندر دهان خود فشار. گند کفر تو جهان را گنده کرد، کفر تو دیبای دین را ژنده کرد. چار پاتابه لایق مرد تو راست، آفتابی را چنین ها کی رواست. گر نبندی زین سخن تو حلق را، آتشی آید بسوزد خلق را. گفت ای موسی گفت ای موسی دهانم سوختی، و از پشیمانی تو جانم سوختی. جامه را بدرید و آهی کرد تفت، سر نهادن در بیابانی و رفت. وحی آمد سوی موسی از خدا، بنده ما را ز ما کردی جدا. چرا بنده ما را ز ما کردی جدا؟ تو برای وصل کردن آمدی، نی برای فصل کردن آمدی. تا توانی پا منه اندر فراق، ابغض الاشیاء عندی طلاق. هر کسی را سیرتی بنهاده ایم، هر کسی را اصطلاحی داده ایم. در حق او مدح و در حق تو ذم، در حق او شهد و در حق تو سم. من نکردم تا سودی کنم، بلکه تا بر بندگان جودی کنم. ما بری از پاک و ناپاکی همه، از گرانجانی و چالاکی همه. هندوان را اصطلاح هند مرد، سندیان را اصطلاح سند مد. من نگردم پاک از تسبیحشان، پاک هم ایشان شوند و درفشان. ما زبان را بنگریم، ما زبان را ننگریم و قار را، ما روان را بنگریم و ها را. آتشی از عشق در جان برفروز، سر به سر فکر و عبارت را بسوز. موسیا موسیا آداب دانان دیگرند، سوخته جانان و روانان دیگرند. تو ز علت عشق از همه دینها جداست، عاشقان را ملت و مذهب خداست. Okay, it was the end of it, and I have abbreviated that. And also I should add, here Rumi wants to say, because I try to explain it later, that other people, they don't think that you need to do the rituals. I mean, you don't need to go to the mosque or church or pray or something. In some grade, you should do that, but later they say rituals are not necessary. Ritual is for you to reach the God. When you reach the God, then it is not necessary to do that. I mean, they don't care. They don't care. And it is one of the main problems that they have with the official interpreters of the religion. They say rituals is not necessary, and here he's trying to say that rituals are not necessary. You can say in any way that you want. Okay. The story, the translation: Moses saw a shepherd in the road that he was walking, that was saying, this shepherd with himself, God, oh my God, where are you that I become your servant? And I that I sew your shoe, and also make your hair, wash your clothes. He was saying to the God, and kill the insects on your body, and I bring milk for you. Oh my God, you are great. He was speaking with God, the shepherd. I kiss your hand, and I rub your foot, your feet, and in the time of sleeping, I come and sweep your bedroom. And I could sacrifice all of my goods for you, goods, shepherd goods, sheep goods, because he has goods and sheep. ای فدای تو همه روزهای، ای به یادت hey. Whenever I am saying hey, hi, to the goats and sheep, I remember you, God. He was speaking sincerely with God, and he was thinking that God has these things. Though I'm not claiming that I know what is happening with God and what is the God. There is a story. Somebody was trying to explain the quality of God and what is God and what is not the God. And all of the people were sleeping when he was speaking. Just imagine 200 people, and it's a difficult subject to speak. I mean, the quality of God and what is the God and what is not the God. And all of the people were sleeping, and they didn't care. Just one person didn't sleep, and listening. It was 1 month, all the month, and he was every night. He was 30 nights. He was listening very carefully to understand what he says. And the speaker, the lecturer, was thinking within himself that it is a true story, right? That okay, all of the people are sleeping and they don't care. Just this person was listening. He's listening very carefully, and it is good. If one person could understand what I'm saying, then it is perfect. I have done what I want to do. Then, after 1 month, when lecture finished, this person that was listening very carefully came to the lecturer and said, "Sir, you wasted your time and mine." He said, "For what?" He said, "You wanted to say there is no God." He said, "No, I didn't want to say that." He said, "Yes, you said that, because you say God doesn't sleep, you say God doesn't eat, God doesn't drink, God doesn't have leg, God doesn't have eye, God doesn't have anything. So which kind of creature it is?" Okay, but this innocent or poor shepherd was thinking that he could help, and he could serve his God in this way. این نمد بیهوده میگفت آن شبان، گفت موسی با کی است این ای فلان، با کی است این ای فلان. This way, speaking shepherd with himself, and in a wrong way. Then Moses said, who you are speaking about? Who you are speaking with whom? With which person you are speaking, and what is about these things that you are saying? گفت با آن کس که ما the shepherd said with that person that created us, and this earth and this sky and everything is from him. He created them. I am speaking with him, with God. گفت موسی های بس مدبر شدی، خود مسلمان ناشده کافر شدی. He says, okay, you are speaking with the God, and not even you are not believer yet. Musliman here means believer. You are not believer, and you became infidel. Before becoming a believer, you became infidel with this kind of speaking. You are speaking with God like that. این چه جایی است؟ این چه کفر است و فشار؟ انبه‌ای اندر دهان خود فشار. What you are speaking is stupid, is nonsense. Put a cotton in your mouth and close your mouth. You are speaking stupid. Don't speak like that. God is not like this. گند کفر تو جهان را گنده کرد. کفر تو دیبای دین را گنده کرد. What you are speaking is smelling, is stinking, and it is infidelity. Don't speak like that. And it smelling. What you say smells all over the world, and make the world smelling. That what you say made the silk cloth of the religion worthless. Don't speak like that. You cannot speak like that. چار و پاتاب لایق منطور است. Shoe is good for you. You are speaking the shoe for God. Shoe is good for you, not for God. آفتابی را چنین ها کی رواست. The sun, I mean the God, S-U-N, the sun. He doesn't need shoe. You cannot speak about the shoe for God. You couldn't say that. گر نبندیز این سخن تو حق را آتشی آید بسوزد خلق را. If you don't close your mouth of speaking like that, there is a fire that coming from the sky and burns all of the people. Stop it. So you see here, Rumi, Moses is a person that represents the people that they say, no, you should do the rituals. You cannot do whatever you want. You say, I like my God in this way. No, you cannot do that. You must go to the rituals. You must follow the rituals. Moses here representing the same people. Okay, let's continue the translation. And shepherd, when Moses said this thing to shepherd said, گفت ای موسی دهانم سوخته گفتی و از پشیمانی تو جانم سوختی. He said, Moses, you closed my mouth and my body is burning from the regret. I am regretful about what I said. I'm really upset about that. And he teared his clothes, and very unhappy and upset, he went to the desert and went to the desert, ran away in the desert. He didn't like it. He was very upset. And then at the same time, God sent a message to the Moses. وحی آمد سوی موسی از خدا. The message from the God to the Moses. بنده ما را چرا کردی جدا؟ Why you separated our servant? Why you separated our creature from us? Why you did that? تو برای وصل کردن آمدی. نه برای فصل کردن آمدی. You came to join people to us. You didn't come to separate people from us. You came to join the people to us, not to separate people from us. God said to the Moses, تا توانی آمنه اندر فراق ابغض الاشیاء عندی تنام. Until you can, don't go for separation. Don't go for separation. ابغض الاشیاء عندی تنام. The worst thing, ابغض الاشیاء عندی تنام, is an Arabic sentence, and it is religious quotes. It says ابغض الاشیاء عندی تنام means the worst thing in front of me is divorce and separation. ابغض الاشیاء عندی تنام. You know, in Islam you can divorce, but it's the worst thing that you may do that. So it is better to not do that as much as possible. تا توانی پامن اندر فراق ابغض الاشیاء عندی تنام. Don't go for separation as much as possible. which is the worst thing that I like. God is saying with Moses هر کسی را سیرتی بنهادیم، هر کسی را اصطلاحی دادم. I have given, God says, I have given to people different attitudes, different approaches, and different way of speaking, and different terms that they are using. They are using in different languages and even in the same language with different ideas. در حق او مدح و در حق تو زن، در حق او شهد و در حق او سن. If shepherd says that, it is good for him. But it is not good for you, Moses, if you speak like that. It is good for him. You cannot speak like that. It is honey for him, but it's poison for you because you are different. Different people, they have different approaches to the God and different approaches to everything. So don't judge him. ما بری از پاکی و ناپاک، ما بری از پاک و ناپاکی همه، از گرانجانی و چالانی. We don't care. God says, I don't care what they do, if they are like that or they are like that. Here in this verse, I don't give the exact translation because I don't know. But it means like that. He says, it doesn't matter how they call me, how they treat me. It doesn't matter to me. If they are lazy or they are smart or something like that, it doesn't matter to me. من نکردم عمد تا سودی کنم، بلکه تا بر بندگان جودی کنم. I didn't say to people to come and to the church and mosque because I like they do say, oh God, oh no, I didn't do that for myself. I did for them because I want to be generous with them. I want to pure them with this. So I didn't do it for myself. So I don't care how they call me. هندوان را اصطلاح هند مد، سندیان را اصطلاح سند مد. Indian speaking, they speak with their terms and with their languages between. And سندیان را اصطلاح سند مد. Hindosend, you know Hindosend, India and Pakistan. Before they were saying Hindosend in Persian books. You see, history books, Hindosend means India and Pakistan. They separated, and later Bangladesh separated. You know, it's a time of separation against the idea of Rumi that don't separate. Yeah, in Send to Hand, he says Indians, they have their terminology, they have their terminology, and the sense they have their different. They are different people and they are speaking with different languages and different terms. It doesn't matter. It is there. من نگردم پاک از تسبیحشان، پاک هم ایشان شوند و درفشان. I don't become pure. God says I am not becoming pure because they say, oh God, oh God. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything about me. Sadi says, گر همه عالم I forgot what Sadi says because گر همه عالم کافر شوند بر دامن کبریایش نشیند. Yeah, if all of the world become infidel, it doesn't change anything to the God. There is no dust in the place of God. He doesn't care. It is not important for the God. It is important for the people if they serve the God. من نگردم پاک از تسبیحشان، پاک هم ایشان شوند و درفشان. I am not becoming pure because they say God, God. They become pure themselves and they become nice. درفشان means pearl, huh? They درفشان, I mean they become very nice and pure. ما زبان را, it is so important. It is so important. This verse, ما زبان را ننگریم و غار را. ما روان را و ما درون را بنگریم و غار را. We are not looking what they say. We are looking what they have in their hearts. What they say is not important. What they want. It is like people that they think if they are speaking very good, they are cheating people in a good way. They take the money. They take the money of the people in good way. No, it is what you have in heart is very important. It's the most important thing. What you show to the people is not so important. So God says we are not looking what they say and with languages. If they don't know the language that I'm speaking, it doesn't matter. They know they different people, different ideas, different languages, and different accents. ما درون را we are looking inside, we are looking their heart, we are looking their soul and the quality. حال what are they really sincere about what they say? And here Rumi wants to say rituals are not important. Connection to the God is important. It doesn't matter with which language. If you say God, Allah, Haq, who, whatever you say, it is not in church, mosque, whatever, temple, whatever. کعبه و بتخانه بهانه است. مقصود توی تو. Other poem says, they're going to the Medina, to the Mecca or temple. Buddhism is just excuse. مقصود توی, I want to see you. مقصود توی تو. My aim, you are God. Even in temple, even in sacred places, it is just you. آتشی از عشق در جان سر به سر فکر و عبارت را بسوز. Make a fire of love inside of yourself. Make a fire of love inside of yourself. Don't think about how to say that. Just make a fire of love inside of yourself. Don't think how to say that. Just think about the fire of love. موسیا آداب دانان دیگرند، سوخت جانان و روانان دیگرند. موسیا, the people they know rituals, they are different, and the people they are burned of love of God, they are different. So don't ask them to follow the rituals. عاشقان را هر نفس سوزیدنی است، بر ده ویران خراج و عوش نیست. The lovers, don't ask these things from the lovers. There is no tax on a ruined city or village. There is no tax. These lovers, they are ruined people. They ruined by the love of God. Of course, this ruining is not in a negative way. گر خطا گوید مرا خاکی مگو، گر بود پرخون شهید را مشو. If he says something wrong, don't say you are wrong, because he's speaking with love. Just don't say you are wrong. He says, گر بود پرخون شهید او را مشو. Shahid is martyr. When Shahid, martyr, dies in the war or something, that you don't need to wash him when he dies, because they say the blood of martyr is sacred, so you don't need to wash it. You need to wash the blood in other times, but in that case you don't need to wash, because the blood of the martyr is sacred. خون شهیدان را ز آب اولاتر است. این خطا را 100 ثواب اولاتر است. He says, if you bury a martyr with the blood, it is so nice, because the martyr is more important than other thing, the blood of martyr. So this is not bad if you do that. Okay. ملت عشق از همه دینها جداست، عاشقان را ملت و مذهب خداست. He says the millet here, please, the students of the Persian language, millet here right now means nation. You say millet Iran means nation of Iran, the people of Iran. But in that time, millet was meaning religion. The meaning changed during the history, so please do not make mistake about that. ملت عشق از همه دینها جداست، عاشقان را ملت و مذهب خداست. He says the religion of love is different from other religions. The religion of love is different from other religions, and the religions of the lovers is God. The religion of the lovers is God. Okay, I think it's one of the most important poems of the Rumi. In the time of hate, in the time of killing, in the time of Mongols, yeah. And then I translated, it's the last part of it. چون که موسی این عتاب از حق شنید، در بیابان در پی چوپان دوید، بر نشان پایان سرگشته راند، گرد از پره بیابان برفشاند، گام پای مردم شوریده خود همز گام دیگران پیدا بود. یک قدم چون رخص بالا تا نشیب، یک قدم چون پیر رفته بربری اریب، گاه چون موجی بر فرازان علم، گاه چون موجی بر افرازان علم، گاه چون ماهی روانه بر شکم، گاه بر خاکی نوشته حال خود، همچو رمالی که رملی برزند. عاقبت دریافت او را و دید، گفت مژده ده، دستوری رسید. هیچ آدابی و ترتیبی مجوی، هرچه میخواهد دل تنگت بگوی. کفر تو دین است و دینت نور جان، هرچه آمنی و ز تو جهانی در امان. Okay, let's go for translation. Okay, the Rumi says atab. Atab, you know, when you ask atab, when you speak harsh with somebody, is atab. You say to your kid, why you did that? In a harsh way because he did something wrong or she did something wrong, then you say why you did that, something like that. So atab means like that. And Rumi says God spoke in that way with Moses and said, why you separated my servant from me, why you did that. It was a harsh speaking of the God with Moses because of what he said to the shepherd. Okay, atab. Okay, then Rumi says when Moses heard this atab, this hard saying of the God, from the God, ran away after the shepherd in the desert to find him because he understood that God is angry with what happened. بر نشان پای آن سرگشته راند, he going after the footsteps of this person to see where he has gone, where he could find the shepherd, because he ran away he was upset, ran away in the desert. Somewhere here, somewhere there. I'm not saying the details, just trying to find this person in the desert. And this shepherd was very upset. He was walking like an upset person, sometimes from here, sometimes from there, disparate and in a very bad mood because he was thinking that he is saying something nice to God. Now very disappointed at this disparate and also upset. Finally, Moses found him and said, I have a good news for you. I have a good news for you that there is a message from a God. There is an order from the God just for you. هیچ آدابی و ترتیبی مجوی. It is what Rumi wants to say. هیچ آدابی و ترتیبی مجوی. Don't care about any rituals. Don't care that you should set in this way, you should do it in this way, or morning or afternoon or Sunday or whatever. Don't care about that. هیچ آدابی و ترتیبی مجوی. Don't care about any regulation, any time or any order, how you should do that. هرچه میخواهد دل تنگت بگو. Say whatever you like. Say whatever your heart wants to say to the God. It is okay. Okay, it is the end of this story of the Moses and shepherd that I think is very important. Is a pure tolerance about the ideas of other people and how they do. We are not. Rumi wants to say that we are not responsible for the connection of other people to the God, and they should know and they should find their connection, and this is not our business. Okay, have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye.